Azurity Pharmaceuticals, we are not your traditional pharmaceutical company. I'll say that. Our focus is primarily on the underserved communities. And when we say that, we're thinking it's more around the geriatric space, the pediatric space, that we take formulations that have been on the market for years, and we rework them into formulations, really liquid formulations. They could be tablets, capsules, injectables, et cetera. And we actually rework those formulations into liquids so that geriatric patients and pediatric patients can use those drugs. And so myself, I am the Director of Regulatory Affairs. I oversee the labeling team and the promotional review team. And so we are a team of 4, including myself, a team of 5. So we have 2 that support, 2 of us that support the ad promo, and then the remaining 3 support labeling. So day to day, we are creating labels, we're making updates to labels. And when I talk about labels, I'm talking about like your PIs, your prescribing information, your long versions of the PIs, the ISI, important safety information. I'm talking about the actual bottle labels that are adhered to the primary packaging and secondary packaging. We deal with cartons, we deal with blisters. So we pretty much create all of those, and then we make any updates from those. So updates could be from change controls, that some of our vendors, there's certain things that may need to be changed. And so we have to assess those changes against the NDA, which is the application we have on file with NDA, with the FDA. Or they could be FDA mandated changes where there's a safety change that's come out and we need to implement that change. It's not as simple as it sounds. There's a review process, there's a mock-up process, an internal review process. We work with quite a few CROs, and so that's one piece too. That's a little bit different with our business is we do a lot of secondary packaging, but a lot of the primary work is done through various CROs. So we're working with several CROs on labeling updates, packaging updates. And those CROs are actually also working with CROs, right? So there's different layers. And so it's very critical for us as we are making changes or making updates to be able to have software in place to check that. I've been with the company almost 3 years now. When I first came to the company, we had 6 FDA approved products. I'll tell you that. There were only 6. So we had 1 person on the labeling team, and it was manual. It was literally, we did side-by-side manual. We used some of the Microsoft software, to be totally honest, to check and do comparisons. We acquired another company in the fall of 2021, and they did have Global Vision. They did have Global Vision software. However, it was a very complicated system because it was on a remote desktop. There was only 1 person that could access, and there were so many issues every single time we needed to run a report. So we knew that we needed to do something different. We just didn't know what at that time. So a person on my team, Jane, who's on my team, I had her just kind of go do some research, kind of go look out there. She had worked for another pharmaceutical company, Sanofi, I can say that. She did work for another company and they use TVT. And so she brought it up, but I said, yeah, but I know with our company, we want to make sure it's the right thing for us. We want to get a couple of demos from a few different folks and kind of see what works best for us. And so that's really how we approached it. We had Jane do some research. We did a couple of demos, and I think with the TVT demo, it was a perfect fit. The priorities were to ensure it was user-friendly and that it was something that just produced simplicity. Like, we didn't need anything elaborate. There's a lot of software out there, and it was really about a simple report that users could follow. I mean, because we use these reports that come out of the system as supporting data for changes, right? So when we're comparing the old to the new, just to support that nothing else changed, especially with our PIs, our prescribing information. It was the simplicity of the software that, it was easy to kind of see the highlights of what's changed and then produce these reports. So simplicity and user friendliness, I think, were at the top of we work with about 10 to 15 different CROs. It's kind of crazy. What I can tell you is I'm not sure what software they're working with, but based on the number of errors that we see sometimes coming back, I would actually question if they're using anything. So it has really sped up our process, I'll tell you that. And so we'll redline a document, just high level, pretty much when we're ready to make some changes, we redline a document, we send it over to our CRO, they send it over to their CRO or CMO, who makes the change, then it comes back to us, right? So we compare that document, the updated document, to the original to make sure only those changes were made. So it has definitely sped up our process. We're able to run the reports pretty quickly, kind of prioritize, and send any additional updates back to them. It's really created a clean, simple way for us to make updates, make changes, run a comparator, and confirm that nothing else has changed for our end customer. It really has created a level of customer service that we would not have been able to provide before, other than saying, we reviewed it, it's good. And I think that's also a plus. Whereas before, we've done it, but we don't have anything to substantiate that we've done it. Right now, we could actually have a physical report to say that we've used this software to do the comparison and everything is good. Between Peter and Vinny, the level of customer service has been amazing. When we email, they respond. Someone always responds. You don't always get that today, honestly, in this fast-paced environment. And so it's actually nice to know that you have a partnership. It's really been a great experience for us. I'm glad. I'm very happy that this is the choice that we made, and the team is as well.